That's why in the beginning of the story, when he's at school and he meets Steerforth, he is a child.
Yes.
So when he meets this good-looking young man who's 6 years older than he is, who's very clever and seems to have a great personality and who's rich, he's very fascinated by him. He looks up to Steerforth.
Yeah.
But this is important because when he becomes older, he'll see Steerforth in a different way. And Dickens has done this purposely because he wants us to see what David Copperfield is as a child and how he changes.
Yeah.
Even when we see when David falls in love the first time and he's younger, it's very different from when he falls in love and he's older and more mature. Okay, so just so that everybody's up to where we are. In the beginning, we said 32. He was happy living with his mother and Hetty. His mother dies. And his mother's had a baby brother with his stepfather. And the baby, David loved the baby dies too. Mr. Murdstone and his sister are very cruel to him. And so, what they do is, Mr. Murdstone doesn't want to pay for his education, so he sends him to town to work. Can anybody tell me what kind of work David does as a child? He's only 10 years old.
Yeah, clean the bottle, the dirty bottle.
He cleans the dirty bottles.
And refill the wine.
Yes.
Back.
And that's the same kind of job that David had when he was a child. And when his family, when Charles Dickens, when Charles Dickens' father was put into debtor's prison and the whole family went in, Charles Dickens, as a child, stayed out of debtor's prison and went to work at this kind of job to make a few dollars.
Yeah.
And he was only like 10 years old. So I don't want to confuse you because I'm mentioning Charles Dickens, but a lot of authors do this. They write a story about somebody else, but put parts of their own lives in it. Because when you write, you're writing about what you know about life. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So finally, he's run off, and he's run off to see his only living relative.
Yeah.
And who is that relative now? Now, who's the relative he goes to see?
Her father's sister.
Yes, the father's sister.
Yes.
Good morning. For those students who just came in, Teacher James is back. He is everyone calls him the FBI man. So he has a class, a conversation class next door. Brother John just divided the class. But if anyone who just came in wishes to go to Teacher Jim's conversation class, Mr. Eck, you know Teacher Jim? Teacher James, FBI man?
Teacher Jim, he teacher.
He's here. He's back. So if you would like to be in conversation.
I learn teacher.
I know that some people don't like books, so that's why I thought if you want to go to conversation class. Like you, Brahma, you don't like book? You want to go to conversation class? Teacher Jim? Okay. All right. So you all right. So he goes to see his only living relative, his aunt. And she turns out to be very nice.
Yes.
And she sends him to school. Okay, so then I'm looking to see where we were. Then he goes to Mr. Whitfield.
Yeah.
Mr. Whitfield's, everybody stop me if you don't follow the story. Follow?
อยู่
Okay?
ที่เท่าไหร่อะ
The aunt sends him to school, a nice school. Also, he's going to live with Mr. Whitfield, and Mr. Whitfield's going to be very important. Mr. Whitfield has a very nice daughter. What's her name? Mr. Whitfield's daughter, Agnes. She will turn out to be a very fine, nice girl. Mr. Whitfield takes care of people's money.
Yeah.
One of the persons who has given Mr. Whitfield money to take care of is David's aunt. Mr. Whitfield likes to have a few glasses of wine, and probably because he misses his wife very much, he drinks quite a bit of wine.
Yeah.
Now, the person who lives with him, and this man is important too, is Uriah Heep. Uriah Heep is like this tall, skinny guy that he describes as snake-like. And David is feels very uncomfortable with him. And Uriah Heep is assistant to Mr. Whitfield, but gets more and more into Mr. Whitfield's business.
Teacher, Mr. Whitfield is a lawyer.
Is what?
Is a lawyer.
Yes, yes, and yes, he's also a lawyer. And one of the reasons that the aunt has taken him to Mr. Whitfield, who's the lawyer who takes care of her money, but also because that's the field that she expects David to go into, okay? And we have to remember that David is still young. So we go to page 32.
Teacher,